think of a person that's important in your life. Send me the initials. Kind of just see them in your mind. Picture them right here if you can. All right, I want you to think of this person, right? Look at your arm. Note is a powerful principle that you can use to apply to any type of magic, whether it's card magic, close-up magic, mentalism.
I don't know. It's legit.
You know what's crazy though? You guys saw me write this right here, but I also wrote it somewhere else. Look on his arm.
Oh my god!
What the f?
Stop! Wow.
Welcome to Note, created by Sconce. Note is a powerful principle that you can use to apply to any type of magic, whether it's card magic, close-up magic, mentalism, bizarre magic, or even kid shows. Imagine having the ability to know what a person is thinking or what card they chose, and just by simply touching them, the card or image is marked on their arm. Many routines are possible using Note, and we're going to get into that right now. One of the reasons I love Note so much is because it uses just a regular Crayola marker. This is the regular kind, it's non-toxic. You might have noticed there's some washable ones out there. This is the regular type of Crayola marker, comes in different sizes. What's awesome about this is it will not give you cancer or cause you to spontaneously combust. The other component is Scotch tape. Make sure it's it's matte finish. And it could be another brand of magic tape. Just make sure it's matte finish and it's not glossy. That's all you need to make Note happen. We're going to get into some forces of cards, words, numbers, and we're going to even show you how to learn the information that somebody's thinking of right on the spot and cause that information to end up on their arm, whether it's a picture or someone's initials. Let's get into that right now. So this is a basic card force. This is the riffle force. Real simple. All you need to do is know the top card. In this case, it's going to be the Ace of Diamonds. This is the card that I'm going to force. With that card on top, swing cut it to the middle, just like that, and hold a pinky break. From the front, you shouldn't see any breaks or anything like that. The pinky break is in the back. It's a little exaggerated for the camera right now, but this is the position you want to be in, with the force card underneath your pinky. Simply riffle down with your thumb in the top left corner. Have somebody call stop. You want to try to time it to the middle to where your card is. If not, if you don't hit it exactly, that's fine. Have somebody call stop. When they call stop, no matter where it is, you're going to pick up at the break from the back. So that looks like this. Someone calls stop, pick up at the break in the back, and lift up. Hand them the card that they just cut to, or they just said stop at, which is really your force card. And give it to them, let them hold on to it, or just show it to them. Now you just force that card on them. Real simple and basic. Now there's so many references for card forces, and I'm sure many of you already have your favorite card forces to use. I'm just simply going to teach the riffle force, and that's it. If you have any questions about forces, pick up any books, Royal Road to Card Magic, any Card College series. You could pick up Animan's 101 Forces. You have thousands of card forces to choose from. But simply, this is just the basic riffle force. It's very practical and deceptive to someone who's not a magician. So if you'd like to force a word, here's a very simple, very practical word force that you can use. You don't have to carry around books with you or anything like that. You can just simply grab a newspaper, any newspaper from anywhere. What you're gonna do is tear out a page with text, or just the text section. Tear it into strips, a bunch of strips. You could also have the spectator do this if you'd like. Let's do it with... Now it's very easy to see that there's many different pages with different words on them. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. And now you're ready to force the word. What I'm going to do is start dealing one at a time, dropping pieces of paper, and whenever you want to, just call out stop. Right there. Stop me right here. This page right here. Get rid of all these. Take a look at that page right there, if you could see that, and just think of a large word on that page. Whatever jumps out at you. Do you have one? Okay. The word is poundstone. The way that works, really easy, is you're basically doing a center deal, a second deal with the stack of papers. What that looks like from behind is I have the page, the section. I have the section with the word I want to force on the very top. I want to pick a page with a word that has a large word and a lot of other small words in it. This way, it automatically forces them to think of the large word. And I also want to make sure that that word is in about the center of that. That way, if there are any other large words, I could, just by holding it, maybe cover them up, pretty much pointing at that large word in the middle. This piece is with your force word on it is going to be at the top of the stack. You're just going to second deal, retaining this piece with your thumb, dropping a piece each time, and having them tell you when to stop. So it looks like this. You say when to stop, second deal, second deal, second deal, second deal. And you're just pretty much picking them all and leaving that one right there under your thumb. And whenever they say stop, you could fairly come down, pick this up, show it to them, have them think of the word, and it will be your force word. So this is toxic. You can use this with any calculator that has certain features, usually a scientific calculator. A lot of smartphones nowadays have this type of calculator on them. iPhone for sure does, and that's very common. I think a lot of Droid models do as well. All you're going to do is open up the calculator feature. You're going to type in the number that you want to force. In my case, I'll use something that I can remember easily, like the last 4 digits of my last phone number, which was 5195. So I'll type in 5195. And now you're going to spell toxic. This is how you do that. If you imagine the plus sign is a T, you're going to press T, and then 0 is an O. Press O. X is the multiplication symbol. And now for the I, you want to turn it sideways, and this opens up the scientific area of the calculator. The first portion, the first half of the parentheses is going to act as an I. So the one that looks mostly like a C is gonna act like an I. So that's gonna be your I. Press that once. And now the actual letter C, which is the clear button, is C. So you just spelled T-O-X-I-C, spelling the word toxic. When you hand this to somebody and ask them to punch in any, say, 2-digit number, and then have them hand it to somebody else, they punch in the multiplication sign and another 2-digit number, then hand it to another person, they punch in the multiplication sign and another 2-digit number, and then press equals. As soon as they hit equal, it's gonna go to your force number, which will be 5195. 5195. This is a very deceptive force. And anyone who has a smartphone like this, you could do it. If you have a moment to set someone else's phone up, real briefly, you can do that as well. I've done that before with someone's phone. Like let's use your phone real quick, and you know, maybe as I'm punching in my phone number, we're exchanging numbers. I'll go to the calculator function, type that in, and type in my number and save my information, knowing that their calculator is set up for this effect. The thing with some of with the newer model iPhones is you could kind of keep this on with multiple apps. Unless you've jailbroken, you could have this running completely. But once you close this, you're going to lose the calculator, and you're gonna have to reset it and keep it open before you perform it again. But that's if you have the iPhone 4 and up, you can keep it in as one of the apps that are running, multiple apps running, or you can have a jailbroken phone and do it that way as well. So here's a basic center tear. This is actually Richard Osterland's perfect center tear, performed with Post-it notes. So there's an added layer of deception involved. What you want to do is get a Post-it note. You want to get the kind of the yellowish ones, the darker yellow, so when they do write, whether it's with a marker or not, it doesn't show through as much and be as obvious, and they can't say that you're just looking through it. But what you want to do is tear off the Post-it note, and as you tear it off, you're going to put almost like a little breather crimp in. This will make sense in a moment. You're going to push in with your thumb a little aggressively to kind of give like a couple little dimples in the middle. This is going to create air for the in between for the tear, and it's pretty effective later on when you have to start tearing it. So when you tear it off, put a little extra pressure in the middle with your thumb to create a little dimple. Flip it around so the sticky side is now on the outside, and you instruct the spectator to say, like, go ahead and write someone's initials right here, or draw whatever picture right here. This is the sticky side. So whenever you're done, just fold it in half like this, and do it in the middle so you're not writing on the sticky part or anything like that, and hand it to them with the Post-it note as a backing. So you just justified where they're to draw it, where they're to write it, and why to write it there. So if they write or draw something, they're going to do it in the center. When they're done, you've instructed them to fold it in half and seal it shut like this. Once they've done that, you want to say, and fold it in half one more time so it's like a little square. That prevents them from folding up an extra time, so they're going to fold over like this. You do all this with the pad. You take the pad back, and this is how the tear works. Have them hand you the folded up piece of paper, and you want to grab it at the corner that has the writing. You can see the darkness there. It's the rounded corner, and it's where the mouth doesn't open. It's in the bottom right-hand corner from this point on. So when they tear it off and hand it to you, you want to find that location. You can find it pretty easily just by briefly looking and by feeling the edges. You can just do that. You don't want to tamper with it too much, but once you grab it here, your thumb goes over the center portion, which is where the writing is, and you're going to slide about this much You're just gonna give it a slide over by rolling your thumb and your index finger away from each other. Turn your hand so that the open mouth part is facing down, and you're gonna tear with that separation right there. So you're gonna tear right down the middle, and you wanna keep that pressure on. You wanna tear straight down. Your information is still in this location right here. Put these together and grab at the open part again with this thumb as you reposition, making that same spread that you had on top come to the side here. Readjust and tear down, and you want to keep sliding it until that opens almost like that. This is your information, and in these tearing actions you're going to slowly open it. When you put this piece back, you're going to flip it and tuck it under your thumb like this so that this opens again. So you're here, you just tore, come back, and you're gonna tear again. So you tear the sticky part off, and just by sliding your finger and your thumb again, you're gonna be able to open up that information with a bluff tear. So you just open that up and you have the information right there in front of you. That's on the third sequence. And then come back and have them open their hand up. And when you say, hold your hand out like this, you briefly look over and get the information, put your thumb right over it and tear it again. So you're actually destroying the evidence. And once you have the information, you look away. Put everything in their hand, have them hold on to it, and now you know the information. They have all the torn pieces and you're good to go. I'll show you what that looks like in real time. All right, Ian, just think of any simple shape or object that you could draw. And you're gonna draw it right here. This is the sticky side of the Post-it note, so just draw it somewhere in the middle and hold it up so I can't see how the marker's moving or anything like that. I'll look away while you do that. When you're done, fold it in half so that it sticks shut. I'll take the marker if it's easier. Cool. Go ahead and crease that shut so it's sealed. Good. And you know what? Fold it again so it's a little square. Fold it the other way so it's a tiny little square.
To the left.
It doesn't matter. Just as long as it's folded up. Cool. I'll take that. We'll get rid of this pad. I don't need it. Now I won't even look at this or anything. We're actually gonna destroy this. You're right-handed, yeah? Can you hold your right hand out flat like a table, like this? Take all the pieces, and notice I'm looking away as well. Take all the pieces. I think a little piece fell too, but we'll leave that there for now. And your image was like an asterisk sort of thing. So ideally, the best time to set up your tape is to do it before you approach your spectators. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it right away. You could stamp somebody, do a few tricks, and then go into a note effect, maybe 3 or 4 effects into your routine. The way you set it up is simply tear off about, I'd say 1.5 to 2 inches of tape. And you have 2 options here. You could put it along your middle finger and write down whatever it is, your force card or whatever. In this case, I'm gonna use Ace of Diamonds. I'll show you exactly how to get the proper image so that when you stamp them, it will read well and not be upside down to them and will be ideal for everybody to see and read. But for this case, Ace of Diamonds, I'm going to write upside down, A, and a diamond. Like that. You could also position the tape over here at the pad of your, in between your index and your ring finger, and right on the bumpy part, the fleshier part of that mound on your hand itself. Something you may want to do in this situation is give yourself a little pull tab, and you could do this by taking the end of it and folding it down a fraction of an inch so that the entire surface isn't stuck to your hand. You have an easy way to get that off. From this position, if you were to shake somebody's hand and stamp them, you would do it with your right hand and you would stamp them like this. That way, the orientation for when they have it is going to be easy to read and legible for when they go like this. When writing on the tape, you want to make sure that you do it fairly thickly. You're going to want to go over it a couple times and experiment with this before you go out and perform it. This way you know how much ink to put on there and when's a good amount to get like a very legible stamp. I usually like to go over and make the lines about double thick of this marker. There's also a thicker marker that you can use that might make it easier for you, and you could go over with that as well. Either way, you want a nice size stamp, and again, when you stamp them, you're going to shake their hand, and you're going to usually touch them right in this spot. And when you touch that spot, it's going to be legible that way. So after you've stamped them, to get it off, the best thing to do is, if your fingers, with the tape being wide enough, you can kind of get it at the edge like this and sort of taco it. And you want to also kind of curl in, and you want to pretty much prevent it from having the ink exposed. But if you taco it and push over like that, you get this nice little ball here that you can kick off, and it's not going to smudge or smear when you touch it. You could do this in the action of reaching into your back pocket to get your cards out, or reaching into your pocket to get your cards out. What's important is that you don't touch the actual ink with your thumb, because when you come out, then you'll have a lot of ink on your fingers. But if you just roll it up like this, you can leave that behind in your pocket and you're clean. So in order to get the orientation right for words or numbers, even pictures, some pictures, is you want to use a piece of paper and write it down first. You'll see why, because you want a upside down mirror image is what you want to end up with. An example we could use right now for a playing card would be Jack of Clubs. So we use the abbreviation for Jack of Clubs, and that looks like that, JC. The way we want to actually write it is like that. The reflection, or the impression that you get from folding it up and the way it reads right there is exactly how you want those two letters to look. You can, from this point, to make it easier for yourself, trace over from the opposite side, and then when you get your piece of tape, you want to copy that exactly the way you see it. Again, you could thicken it if you want to, or just use the thicker Crayola marker. Now that's exactly how you want to stamp the person in order for it to say Jack of Clubs. That way when you shake their hand and stamp them like this, when they're like this, the orientation should read Jack of Clubs. On the finger, it looks like that. So the best time to stamp somebody is during the introduction, when you just meet somebody and you shake their hand. I'm going to use Ian here, and we're going to break down the handshake and show you how and when to stamp. So I would introduce myself. I'd say B. Smith. He would naturally say Ian. Now there's different types of handshakes. The one I'm going to do now is the two-handed handshake. And I'm just going to come up like this, nice to meet you, or say something simple. And with the stamp right here, it says 4 of clubs. I'm going to wait until the shaking stops, and then I'll touch it. And then you break the handshake. You don't want to stamp them while the hand is shaking, because then it will it will leave you with a blurry stamp. It'll come up sloppy and messy, and it'll look like a stamp. But if you do the two-handed shake, wait for it to stop, and then maybe a nice to meet you, something simple like that, as this hand comes over, it really breaks it up and it's natural, and then you move along and say hi to everybody else. You could also do the two-handed shake to people and not stamp them, but just by keeping that middle finger down and away, and you're giving everybody the same type of handshake. That's one way to do it, and we'll get into another way right now. So another way to stamp a person is by moving them. This is natural and it's useful at any time. So say it's awkward to have been talking to somebody for a while and then shake their hand, because that's usually designated for the beginning. But what's socially acceptable at this moment is to change their position in order to perform an effect. So if I were to say, you know what, Ian, can I try this with you? Do you mind standing over here for a second? Perfect. And I want to take a deck of cards out and do the effect. In that moving action, I stamped his arm as I was positioning him and telling him where to go. If you didn't see it again, we'll reverse it. And you're just guiding a person along. I find it natural to kind of be like, you know what, let's try this. Can you stand over here? And no one really questions that. They don't know what you're going to do yet, so there's no reason for them to be like, why am I going to stand over here? They're like looking forward to what you're about to do, so it's acceptable, and then it's forgotten. So it's from here. It's like, can you actually stand? Let's switch spots. Can you stand over here if you don't mind? Right there. Perfect. And it's just a simple touch on the arm and then stamp them with that. You could also use that part of your flesh to stamp as well. But have fun with those two ways. Watch the live performances to see exactly how it looks in real time in action with people. What's your name, bro?
My name's Chad.
Chad, can you do me a favor? Can you stand on this side?
Yep.
Thanks, bro. Just call out stop anytime you want to. You can do it. Just call out stop. Right there. This will be the card. So go ahead, take that card. Look at it, show him, don't let me see it. Show the camera too. You got it? Cool. Here, stick it back in the deck. And if you could hold on to this again, hold on to the deck. Think of the card that you guys just saw. It's a high card. It's red, right? Let's try this, let's try this. Okay, well that narrows it down. Let's see. So think of it, it's a red card, right? It's red. I'm gonna write something down here. Hold your hand out flat. Yeah, just like this. I'm committed, that's cool. I'm committed to this card right here. What is the card? Don't turn it over yet. What is the card that you picked? Say it out loud. Ace of Diamonds. Look, right here. Ace of Diamonds. You know what's crazy? You guys saw me write this right here, yeah? I also wrote it somewhere else. You were holding this, right? Go like this. Go like this. So the basic card force for note is really simple. You want to decide on what card you want to use. In most of my cases, I'll use Ace of Diamonds, but you can also use a different card. Make sure you write it properly. Have that written on your finger. As you approach a group and meet them, you decide on who you would like to stamp. And you do that either with a double handshake or by adjusting their position. Once that person's marked, it's real easy to reach in your back pocket. You ditch that stamp, take out your deck of cards. You could do a couple effects in between. All their attention is not on that person's arm. So you do a few effects, and when you're ready to hit them with note, go ahead and locate your force card. I like to do this by having them shuffle the deck at one point and then show that they're all different, which you will see in the performances. Get your force card to the top. In this case, it'll be the Ace of Diamonds. And again, riffle force it to whoever you want to. They take the card, show it to everybody. I have them put it back into the deck, and then I hand somebody the deck. This frees up my hands, and it's easier to work this way. Next thing I do is I tell everybody to think of the card. There's a free choice. I reestablished that if the deck was shuffled, they chose any card they wanted to. All the cards are different. Yeah, they agree to that. So I'll reach into my pocket and usually take out Post-it notes, which I always carry on me. If I don't have that, sometimes I'll actually draw it on my hand. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but sometimes it's nice to do. I'll take out a different type of marker. I usually carry a Sharpie with me as well. You can use the Crayola marker. No one's paying attention. It doesn't matter at all. And I'll have everybody project the thought of card. And I'll act as though I'm picking it up, and I'll write down the card. I'll say it's a high card, yeah. Red card, yeah. And this is all to fill in the time of, you know, the dead air of writing and actually just standing there writing. And it also leads up to the impact of the effect. Now I sketch it on there a little sketchy and a little sloppy on purpose, because when they see the stamp on their arm, it's going to kind of, you know, work together. It's weird to have this clean and then this one look a little different. So I'll write down the card and I'll commit to it. I'll put it face down in someone's hand. You ask, what is the card that you picked? They say Ace of Diamonds. You have them turn this over to reveal Ace of Diamonds. Bam, that's the first effect. Let that resonate. It's very fair, very strong. They shuffled the deck. They chose any random card and you knew what it was. Once that starts to die down, this is where you kick them in the face. You say, you guys all saw me write that there, right? And they'll agree. And then you say, I also wrote it somewhere else. Now this gets people, like this prepares them. It builds anticipation, it creates mystery, and it really builds up for the kicker, which is about to happen right now when you say, acknowledge whoever it is that you wrote it on. Say, look at your arm, or go like this. And they're gonna have it written on their arm, and everybody erupts at that point. You can see this in the live performances, and it's just a simple force done in the action. It just takes this effect, simple card force, to the next level, and really adds a very powerful element to the trick overall. So just understand that note is relative. It's simple. All you're doing is touching somebody, stamping them, and then you have your choice of what effects you want to do after that. I taught you guys the card force. I taught you a number force. I taught you a word force. Any of those you want to do, you can go ahead and do them after you've stamped them. And remember, you don't have to do it right away. You could just, you know, do a few effects in between and really build the time in between when you touch them, and actually separate the distance gradually over maybe 3 or 4 effects. And then you kick them in the face with, you saw me draw that there, I wrote that down right there, I also wrote it somewhere else. And then look at your arm, or go like this. Even acknowledge the person that's furthest from you. So when you position them, put them far away from you, and then gradually move away, and then you're all the way at this end, they're at that end. You do your word force, you have everybody think of a word, you write it down, you reveal it. That's the first impact, the first effect. You have them think of the number, they add up the number, you write that down, you reveal it, that's the first effect. And then you always just have that kicker, that anchor waiting at the end, to where you just say, I also wrote it somewhere else. And then once you acknowledge that, once they see that, everybody just falls out. All right, can you do me a favor? Come here, stand over here, right here. Can you, is this a, all right, this is good. And here, we'll do this. Can you stand here? Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Here's what we'll do. You're like attention, right? We'll do this. I'll stand here. Notice the distance between us. That's important to notice. I'm gonna take this and just put like let's do an X. Let's do this. Right there. You guys see that?
Yeah.
That X?
I see.
All right, cool. You can see it. And then and do me a favor, if you can rub it.
Kiss it. Can I kiss it? Or
Yeah, that's on there, right? There you go. Even got it wet too. That's cool. Do me a favor, man. Can you grab my wrist? Hold it tight too, and like up here by the fist too. Make sure I don't go anywhere. This is crazy. And can you grab my wrist right here too? Grab my wrist as well too. See if we could do this. On the count of 3, say go. Ready?
Uno, due, tre, go.
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 Do you guys feel that? No? You're holding my wrist. I can't go anywhere, right? I put an X right here, right? And you guys rubbed it, made sure it's gone. Look, it's gone. You know what? You guys were both touching me, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you feel anything? Look at your arm.
I don't know.
It's legit.
So this is the X transposition effect. This is based on one of my favorite all-time effects is Reed McClintock's Stars and Hexes. I love it. There was one thing that I didn't like so much, like it kind of, I didn't like carrying around all that extra stuff, but definitely get it. It's a booklet with great ideas and some really fun gimmicks. And if you have the pocket space or a way that needs to carry them, by all means, check it out. What I like about Note is you have the ability to do it without all the gimmicks. You could just simply use Note. Again, you just want to get a piece of tape and put an X on it. The position you're going to put this in is different than where you shake their hand and stamp them, because you're going to put it on your right thumb if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you put it on your left thumb. So you line that up and have it right there, ready to stamp them. The way you're going to stamp them is by changing their position, by saying, you know, can you stand over here, and you move them over there. You just mark them with an X. So reach in your pocket and ditch the piece and pull out a wet erase marker. What you want to do now is put the cap in your mouth to bite it off and draw an X on your arm right there in that spot. While your cap is in your mouth, you want to kind of get a little saliva on it and just kind of get some saliva over to that side of your mouth so that when you put the pen back into the cap while the cap is in your mouth, you're going to wet your thumb, and it's going to look like this. While this is here, they could touch it and rub it, and it's dry because it doesn't erase until it's wet. You could say, go ahead and rub that, make sure it's dry. While they're doing that, you come up here, put the cap on, careful not to miss and write on yourself, and let your thumb kind of slide into your mouth a little bit and get it wet. Then put this in your pocket. So they just verify that that ink is on there. What you're gonna do now is face them this way and say, grab my wrist and squeeze. You wanna do this to a person that's pretty far away from you, because the more time you have, the better it is. What's really going on is when you say grab my wrist, your thumb is gonna contact that X hidden behind your arm, and with your wet thumb, you're gonna rub back and forth and up and down real quick and just wipe that X off completely. And that's in the action from the front. It looks like you're just saying, grab my wrist. And the X to them is all the way back here, and your hand is all the way over here. But in reality, your thumb was contacting that X and rubbing it off behind the scenes. So say that to somebody, can you come up here and just grab my wrist? And by the time they get there, it's a couple rubs up and a couple rubs back and forth. You should be good. They're gonna grab your wrist. This is the person that you stamped already. You move them away from you, so that's easier. And now it's all presentation from here. Say, on the count of 3, say go. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go. And the X that they saw you draw on there and just verified and just checked that's completely on there is now gone. It's completely vanished. And the person that just grabbed your wrist to make sure you couldn't go anywhere or do anything, you tell them to look at the same spot on their arm, and they now have the X right there. Very powerful and very strong and very easy, especially with Note. You could bust this out at any time, and it doesn't require taking out a deck of cards. You just get right into the effect, and it's very hard hitting. That is the X Transpo effect, variation of Stars and Hexes by Reed McClintock. Can you think of something, right? Think of a simple shape, like any shape. Don't say it out loud though. It's a free choice, but just, something simple. And go ahead and just put that right there in the middle of the page.
Or spell it out.
Just draw it. Actually draw it. Hold it in front of your face so I can't see. I'll look away too. Go ahead and I'll take the marker back. Tear that page off. Cool. We'll get rid of this. Make sure I can't see through that or anything like that. We'll get rid of this. You know what? Actually fold it up real small. And if you can, we'll switch spots and kind of just burn it into this cup. Just kind of put it in there and burn it. I'll look away too. Just enough to where it starts smoking a little bit. Is it good? We're good. And do this. Here, kind of see that smoke coming off? Just hold your hand right here, like right over that smoke, and just kind of like let the smoke kind of hit it if you can. And while you're doing this, just think of your shape. Just think of whatever it is that you drew. Do you feel anything happening right now? Palm's getting warmer. The smoke's going right there. You drew any shape you wanted to, right?
Yep.
Turn over your hands. A diamond.
Yeah.
So in order to do the smoke effect, you want to start out with the piece of tape ready to go on your middle finger or here if you prefer, completely blank. You want to have a marker, your marker ready, and also a lighter handy. You also want to have either an ashtray or a glass nearby, maybe a shot glass or a rocks glass, something nearby that you could burn a piece of paper in. Have them draw whatever image it is, and it's important that for this effect, for the time of it and for the effect itself, to say draw a simple shape, and it could be any simple shape. This avoids any complicated drawings that might get confusing. You can do drawings, a simple drawing if you'd like, but I'd recommend sticking to just simple shapes, maybe even ESP symbols or something really basic and quick that you can replicate fairly easily and know as soon as you see it with the center tear. Once you get the information or the shape that they drew, tear that up, give them the pieces, and hand them the ashtray. Right now I'm going to use Ian to help us out with this, and he's got a glass right there. While my back is turned, I hand him the pieces after the center tear. I'm going to hand him a lighter and instruct him to go ahead and burn those over the glass too, and try to burn them in there, let them catch fire. I'll look away while you're doing that. Now this is a pretty long process, and Post-it notes don't go up right away, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to maneuver the lighter and carefully burn it in the ashtray, making sure he doesn't burn his hands. At this point, I'm going to draw whatever shape it is that he drew, let's say a triangle, on my hand, just like that. Now, once the thing is burning, there's going to be ashes. I'm going to have him, if you can come up here, and grab that too. With the smoke here, I'm going to ask him to hold his hands out like this. Hold your hand actually right over top, just like that. And just allow the smoke to hit it. Now as the smoke hits it, I'm going to reveal that his image was the triangle. When he lifts his hand up and turns it over, he now has the image of the triangle on his palm, which you can see right here. You could also have some water nearby if you want to just cleanly put it out. Easy to do. And that is the smoke effect. All right, just think of a person that's important in your life, okay? Think of their first and last name, and we'll just use their initials for this. Do you have somebody in mind? Okay, cool. This is a Post-it note. This is the sticky side. Whoever that person is, just go ahead and just put their initials right there in the middle, and when you're done, fold it in half so it sticks shut, okay? And hold that up in front of your face so I can't see how the marker's moving, and I'll look away as well. I'll take the marker back too. Perfect. And you know what? Fold it in half the other way so it's like a little square, kind of. Perfect. Cool. I'll take that, or we'll put this aside for now. I'll hold it. I'm not going to look at it. I just need to kind of touch it for a second. I want to say this is a male, it could be wrong. I'd say a female. Hold your head out flat. Let's see here. Just take all these pieces here. Make sure I don't get like any of them. Take everything. Squeeze it in your hands. Turn your hand this way. Before I write on this, I want you to notice there's no impression on the other page or anything like that. Perfect. Send me the initials. Kind of just see them in your mind. Picture them right here if you can. I'm going to go with it's a female. Yeah, this is a female. I'm going to change that. Let's see. All right. I think this should be right. It might be wrong. It might be right. I hope it's right. Hold your other hand out too. Let's take this. Let's tear this off. And hold it out. Hold the other one out here too. Here's what we'll do. Take this and just close your hand around it and hold them both out here like this. All right. I want you to think of this person. Right. It's a female. There's an M. What's the name? What is it? And what's the last name? H. M-H. Look what I wrote down. Open that up. Might be stuck shut. Wait, it's blank. Oh, you know what happened? I didn't write it on there. I wrote it on your arm. Look. Hold up. This next method, using Note, is a way to get any information on the fly during the routine and have that ready to stamp them using a couple different ploys and principles in Magic that'll really take this effect and make it alive and in real time, getting the information or the thought of name or word or person or of anybody that they're thinking of. The way to do this is you want to use Post-it notes. You're going to take off the top Post-it note and you're going to fold it in half. So the sticky side is on the back of it. So you just imagine the Post-it note here. You're going to fold that up and crease it. And then you're going to fold the sticky sides together like this. So you're in this position right here. Real simple. This goes in your left pants pocket. Now you're going to take the top two sheets left on the Post-it note off and slide them down for a moment while you put a piece of tape along the very top of the third Post-it note from the top. And you're going to put these pieces right back on top. You're now ready to go. You're going to perform a center tear for this. So as per the instructions for the center tear, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have them write whatever it is on the Post-it note. Say someone's initials. Once they're done writing, they hand you back the marker. You put the marker back in your left pants pocket. Instruct them to go through the process of the center tear. You take this, put this face down, tear it up, get the information, hand them the pieces to hold in their right hand. Now this is where the deceptive part comes in. You're going to, with the information in your mind, you're going to take off the top piece and say, just so you know there's no impression on this or anything, I want you to take a look at that sheet, make sure it's clean, there's no way I could read what you wrote through there, and people could verify, and now you're in position to put it just below the piece of tape, sort of in-jogged, and get ready for the double writing process. Once you do that, you're going to reach into your pocket and you're going to take out that dummy billet, that blank billet that you folded up before, get that into finger palm, and you're going to take the marker out as well. This all happens in your left pocket, just like that. When you take the marker back, or when you take the cap off the marker, you're just going to put the dummy billet right back there and hold it in your hand. Take the marker off, Have them think of whatever it is, the person. You want to make sure your fingers are closed so they don't see that dummy billet behind there. And you're going to write. Immediately, you're going to write the initials. And I usually do it down here on the side. You're going to act like you got it wrong, like you're not getting it. And this is the bluff for double writing. You're going to act like you're writing, you're crossing out what you wrote, but really you're just scribbling in an empty space. Just like that. Like as though you were wrong, but now you're going to correct it. Look at them for a moment, and as you do that, fold this up, and now you're going to get your reference for how to write it along the tape. So right there, there's the ER, reversed and mirrored is upside down and mirrored is just like that. So I'm going to look at that and refer to it as I write on the tape. So I'm going to do the E, I just see that like that. E looks like that, and the R looks like this. And when you're actually looking at it, it's really easy to do. So now you're ready. Put the marker away, or stick it behind your ear, whatever you want to do at this point. Fold this in half, and take this off. You have the sticky side on the outside right now. This is sticky, this one is not. Okay, you have this here, and you're going to switch these two billets. The way to do that is stick this one underneath the pad and pull this one out. That's all you're doing, and you're doing this in a casual manner of asking them to hold out their other hand. Make sure these fingers hide the back of that other billet, which will be stuck to this. Put the blank billet in their left hand, like this, and then have them hold both hands palm down. Remember, you have the stamp here. These fingers are hiding this. They're holding both hands down and say, hold them out here. And just like the ashes on palm technique, you want to just adjust them slightly. And what you're going to do is stamp them with this on their wrist area, just above their wrist, as you adjust their hands. So you stamp them with this. They have a blank billet in this hand, and they have their torn up billet in the right hand. This all goes south, goes in your pocket. You're completely clean. You don't have to worry about that. Have them think of the person. You reveal the initials, say ER, and say, open up my billet. Open up, don't want to call it a billet. Open up my piece of paper. They're going to open it up, and it's blank. Now, they just saw you write something on here. They saw you write a lot. They saw you scribble it out. They saw you write, and you handed this to them. Now it's blank. Now the smack in the face is note right here. You say, well, I didn't write it on that piece of paper. I wrote it on your arm. Take a look. And they're holding these pieces of paper the entire time. They're torn up pieces. They look up, and it's written on their arm now. Very strong. You could start religions with this one. So have fun, and that is the way to gain information on the fly. All right, guys, so that is Note. As soon as Matt sent this to me and I got it, I fell in love. I was like, this is perfect. This is like what I want to do. It fits like so many different styles of magic, and you can apply it to so many different things that you might already do. And it's so easy, and you're not carrying around a bunch of stuff or big blocks of anything. You have just a piece of tape and this little thin marker, and you're ready to go. Huge thanks to Matt and Paper Crane for putting this out. And I hope you guys get a lot of use out of this. I know you guys will come up with your own things and your own ways of performing this as well. And enjoy.